After 40, many people begin to notice a new kind of fatigue. It's not just being sleepy. It's a deeper, heavier tiredness. You wake up already drained. Your energy fades faster during the day. Tasks that once felt easy now require effort. Motivation feels thinner. Focus is harder to maintain. Most people assume this is simply aging. But aging alone is rarely the full explanation. What changes after 40 is not just your years. It's your efficiency. Your body is still capable of producing strong energy. But the systems that generate, regulate, and distribute energy become less optimized if they are not maintained properly. One of the biggest shifts happens in muscle mass. Starting in your 30s and accelerating after 40, muscle gradually declines if it isn't actively preserved. Muscle tissue is metabolically active. It helps regulate blood sugar, supports hormone balance, and drives overall energy production. When muscle decreases, your metabolic rate slows. That doesn't just affect weight. It affects how energetic you feel throughout the day. Another major factor is blood sugar stability. After 40, your cells can become slightly less sensitive to insulin. That means glucose is not processed as smoothly as before. When you eat refined carbohydrates or large meals, blood sugar may spike higher and drop faster. Those spikes and crashes create energy swings, alertness followed by sudden exhaustion. Many people interpret this crash as, I need more coffee, but caffeine only stimulates the nervous system temporarily. It does not fix unstable glucose regulation. Stress also accumulates differently in midlife. By 40, most people carry more responsibility than ever. Career pressure, financial decisions, family care, aging parents, digital overload, constant notifications. The nervous system is rarely fully at rest. When stress hormones like cortisol remain elevated for long periods, your body shifts into conservation mode. It prioritizes survival over growth. Over time, chronic stress disrupts sleep quality, hormone balance, and recovery processes. Even if you appear functional, your internal systems are running at a higher cost. Sleep itself changes as well. Deep sleep, the phase responsible for physical repair and hormonal reset, often becomes shorter and lighter with age. You may stay in bed for 8 hours, but wake up multiple times. Even subtle interruptions reduce recovery quality. When repair processes are incomplete, you accumulate biological fatigue day after day. Inflammation quietly contributes to this cycle. Low-grade inflammation can develop from long sitting hours, poor diet, chronic stress, alcohol intake, and lack of movement. Inflammation consumes energy because the body is constantly working to repair tissue and manage internal stress signals. That background inflammation may not feel dramatic, but it drains vitality gradually. Hormonal shifts also begin around this stage of life. In both men and women, hormone production starts to adjust. Testosterone, estrogen, growth hormone, and DHA gradually decline. These hormones influence muscle maintenance, mood stability, sleep depth, and metabolic efficiency. Even subtle changes can affect how energized you feel. The key message is this: persistent fatigue after 40 is not a personal failure. It is often the result of accumulated metabolic inefficiency, unstable blood sugar, chronic stress load, reduced recovery, and gradual hormonal adjustment. The good news? These systems respond surprisingly well to simple, consistent changes. Rebuilding energy after 40 is not about pushing harder. It's about reducing hidden drains and strengthening biological foundations. First, protect and rebuild muscle. You do not need extreme training, but regular resistance work, even moderate strength training 2 to 3 times per week, signals the body to preserve muscle tissue. Muscle improves glucose control, stabilizes metabolism, and increases mitochondrial density. Mitochondria are the power plants inside your cells. The more efficient they are, the more steady energy you experience. Second, stabilize your blood sugar. Balanced meals that include protein, fiber, and healthy fats slow glucose absorption. Smaller portions and avoiding late-night heavy eating reduce overnight stress on your metabolism. Even light movement after meals, such as a short walk, significantly improves glucose control and prevents crashes. Third, regulate your circadian rhythm. Your internal clock controls hormone release, body temperature, digestion, and sleep cycles. Irregular bedtimes, late-night screen exposure, and inconsistent wake times confuse the system. When rhythm is unstable, energy becomes unstable. Morning light exposure is one of the most powerful regulators. Natural daylight within the first hour of waking helps align cortisol and melatonin properly. That single habit can improve both daytime alertness and nighttime sleep. Fourth, manage stress intentionally. You cannot eliminate responsibility, but you can reduce unnecessary stimulation. Constant scrolling, endless news, and multitasking keep your nervous system activated. Short daily periods of quiet, even 10 minutes without digital input, allow the parasympathetic system to activate. This is a recovery state. Real energy grows in recovery, not in constant stimulation. Fifth, prioritize sleep quality over sleep quantity. Create a consistent wind-down routine. Dim lights in the evening. Avoid heavy meals late at night. Reduce intense discussions or work tasks before bed. Lower stimulation improves deep sleep duration. Deep sleep is when growth hormone peaks and tissue repair accelerates. Hydration is another underestimated factor. Even mild dehydration reduces blood plasma volume, meaning oxygen delivery becomes less efficient. That directly reduces cognitive clarity and endurance. Many people confuse dehydration fatigue with caffeine withdrawal. Caffeine should be used strategically, not constantly. When used excessively, it disrupts sleep depth and increases stress hormone dependency. Recovery must become deliberate after 40. In your 20s, you could push hard and recover automatically. After 40, recovery requires structure, rest days, stretching, light activity, adequate protein intake, and proper sleep are not optional. They are foundational. Avoid chasing artificial energy. Energy drinks, excessive sugar, extreme fasting, and overtraining create temporary spikes followed by deeper crashes. Sustainable vitality comes from stability, not stimulation. When you rebuild muscle, stabilize blood sugar, reduce chronic stress, improve sleep depth, and support recovery, your baseline energy rises gradually. It doesn't feel explosive. It feels steady, clear, calm, reliable. That is real vitality. Energy after 40 is not gone. It is often buried under years of accumulated stress and inefficiency. When you align with your biology instead of fighting it, your body responds quickly. And many people are surprised to discover that their 40s and 50s can feel stronger than their 30s when the fundamentals are finally in place.